And ngayon naman po, let us now continue to our webinar. Ayan. So, syempre, dapat super excited na tayo and energized dahil mas marami pa tayong aabangan for next year in the implementation of our youth development programs. Kaya ngayon, please, sa ating mga participants, ayan, we need to learn more about this webinar para alam din natin how to carry out our programs. Ayan, syempre, for us to know more bakit ba natin ginagawa itong program na to, it's because of our revised implementing rules and regulations of RA 10742 as amended by RA 1168. It is vested in Rule 4, the Local Youth Development Office, Section 27, in the creation of the Local Youth Development Office. So, according to this, there should be in every province, city, and municipality a youth development office which shall be headed by a youth development officer with the rank of at least division chief. Ito po yung sinasabi ng batas natin through its IRR that the LYDO is such may be put by the under the office of the local chief executive, the office of the planning and development, the office of the social welfare, or any other office deemed appropriate by the LGU. So if the funds are of the LGU are sufficient, it can be a separate department with divisions and units for policy and planning, administration and finance, and programs and operations. Ngayon po, sinasabi rin po sa ating IRR provided that a local youth development officer shall be appointed within 1 year from the effectivity of this IRR. So it was last year in September, around September, that the IRR was passed. So mag-iisang taon na po itong IRR natin. Kaya kailangan na natin mas paigtingin ang pag-lobby ng creation of more appointment positions sa ating mga LYDOs and various LGUs. On your screens, you will also see the qualifications of Youth Development Officer in addition to requirements prescribed by the Civil Service Commission. Ito po, yung mga minimum qualifications ng ating YDOs. Ayan, on your screens, that's Section 27B, Rule 4 of the IRR. Next, we may also designate other personnel of the Youth Development Office na makakasama rin po ng ating Youth Development Officer in implementation of the Local Youth Development Plan. Next, here are the functions of the Local Youth Development Office. The Youth Development Office shall have the following functions. Ayan, as enumerated here in the screens, meron tayo according to the IRR, we have 8 official functions that the Local Youth Development Office must fulfill. And the Local Youth Development Office is of course headed by the Local Youth Development Officer, the one that carry out these functions of the office. Ngayon, nakita natin yung functions ng office, nakita natin yung roles and yung mandates of the Local Youth Development Officers under the IRR. Ngayon, we recognize that due to the challenges faced by the local youth development offices at the local level, the NYC organized this webinar for fellow local youth development officers to gain insights on different strategies and approaches in coordinating with the SKs, LYDCs, and other LYDOs, and institutionalizing the Youth Development Office in the LGU. Ngayon po, we have invited mga LYDOs that have well-established offices within their LGUs, and through that, we hope that we can replicate how they were able to do that in the respective LGUs through your own LGUs. Para in the long run, ma-implement din natin yung provisions ng IRR that the office of the LYDO should be headed by an appointed local youth development officer. So ayun, I hope you're all excited here in Zoom and in Facebook Live. Again, don't forget to react and share our live stream as we are about to begin our discussion. Now, I am sure that you are all excited to finally start our learning session. So please heart react naman po sa ating Zoom and comment heart din sa ating Facebook Live participants. Ayan. Siyempre tayong mga LYDO, dapat tayong nangunguna sa energy level natin para sa mga participants. Ayan. Ayan, nakikita ko na sila. So ngayon, our first speaker for today has over 10 years of experience in the youth development sector and has been a volunteer across youth organizations. He is currently working as Youth Development Officer 3 from the Youth Development Office of the Province of Ilocos Norte. here to conduct a discussion on coordinating with SKs, LYDCs, and other LYDOs. Everyone, please help me welcome Mr. Willie Jake Siba. A round of applause, please.
Okay, isang magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Good afternoon. Naimbag amalem tayo amin, kakailian ken kakabsat, that's in Ilocano, a term for good afternoon, brothers and sisters. So yan, first of all, no, I would just like to thank the National Youth Commission for inviting me as one of the resource persons for this webinar. So of course, malaking tulong ito para sa ating mga LYDOs across the Philippines, lalo na sa mga newly appointed pa lang or mga newly designated pa lang. So this would be a great tool for them, no? A great reference for them to further enhance their skills or knowledge in managing, no, the youth development office of their respective LGUs. So of course, I would just like to also to thank Sir James, no, Sir James Cesar Ventura, the head division chief of RYDD ng National Youth Commission, for always being a mentor, no, sa akin. Since we have been friends, we have been a colleague for almost 10 years rin towards in terms of youth development. So ayun. So I was tasked, no, to discuss kung ano ba yung ginagawa namin sa Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office in creating a harmonious collaboration or partnership amongst INYDO, other LYDOs, our municipal and city, our Ilocos Norte Youth Development Council, and Sangguniang Kabataan. So I hope that, as mentioned kanina, I hope that some LGUs will learn a thing or two from today's webinar. So all throughout the discussion, I'll be discussing the three subgroups, which is the Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office. Second, the Ilocos Norte Youth Development Council. The third, the Sangguniang Kabataan of Ilocos Norte. So makikita natin later yung mga siguro salient details, no, ng mga tatlong grupo na ito before we proceed with the challenges. Of course, as we collaborate with one another, may mga gaps talaga, may mga miscommunication. So later on, makikita natin. And then sa interventions, ano ba yung mga ginagawa ng Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office in order to close the gaps, no, between the three groups. And the ways forward, kung ano ba yung mga pwede pa namin gawin to further close the gaps. Okay? So let's start with the Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office. So yung Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office has been established as a CIRIB Express program. So nung nagsisimula pa lang kami, it was just a mere program under the Office of the Governor, which was during the time of Senator Amy Marcos, governor pa lang siya. Since very close siya sa mga kabataan, she established the CIRIB Express as a program. So it's a program collectively dedicated for all the youth development services ng Kapitolyo. Sa lahat ng mga youth development services dito, andito sa CIRIB Express program. And in 2015, we were institutionalized as a permanent office through a provincial ordinance. So that's the power of a provincial ordinance. Dapat yun ang unang gagawin if you want to institutionalize the office. So ang pangalan namin noon is Ilocos Norte Youth Office, pero we have to revise it in alignment with the RA 10742, kaya ginawa namin siyang Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office. Quick fact lang, one of the references ng RA 10742 before pa siya pinasa as Republic Act was the CIRIB Express program. Pumunta yung mga senators dito to consult with us, the CIRIB Express team, kung paano ba namin ginagawa yung collaboration with the different youth organizations? Wala pang SK noon. So ano nga ba yung relationship namin? How does we work? So doon siya na pattern yung sa Local Youth Development Council. And currently, the Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office is manned by 9 employees. So sa INYDO, 9 kami ngayon, excluding yung staff namin working on the mental health special unit. So later on, makikita natin yung organizational structure namin. And then out of the 8 plantilla positions, 4 sa amin is currently holding a permanent position. We have me, YDOT, we have administrative officer 4, administrative officer 2, and youth development officer 1. So yun pa lang po yung na-filled outan na plantilla positions namin. And in observance po sa RA 10742, we have 4 units. Sinasabi sa RA 10742 na dapat ang unit nito, pag naging division nito or office, it should be operations and programs, policy and research, and admin and finance. So yung pang-apat po namin na special unit is dedicated for the mental health. Okay, so yun po yung Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office. Papunta naman po tayo sa Ilocos Norte Youth Development Council. Yung first set po namin of INYDC was organized in 2019 through provincial ordinance and executive order, no? So, ito yung first task ko pagbalik ko ng Ilocos Norte because I work in Manila for 2 years. So, pagbalik ko, inorganize na namin yung Ilocos Norte Youth Development Council. So, in reorganization din po namin sila in 2021 and in 2023. So, currently, we have 16 members po, including our SK Federated President and SK Federated Vice President as chairperson and vice chairperson. So, ito po yung current namin na Ilocos Norte Youth Development Council. We have 10 committees in observance or in line with the 10 PYDP centers. So we have agriculture, social inclusion, and so on. And it is composed by community-based organizations. We have CIRIB Ilocano Kabataan Association, we have Best Life, we have NACEM, we have school-based such as mga universities organizations, we have faith-based organizations like Youth Iglesia Filipina Independent. So ito po yung council namin sa Ilocos Norte. Next, the Sangguniang Kabataan Ilocos Norte. In 2018, of course, bumalik na yung ating mga Sangguniang Kabataan. So there was the first set of SK officials under RA 10742. Ang federated president namin noon was Honorable Rafael Salvador Chua Medina. And then due to his election, elected as board member in 2022, the vice president took over. So we have Maria Prila Razel G. Saimo. And in 2023, nagkaroon rin tayo ng election ulit for our Sangguniang Kabataan. Currently, ang SK Federated President po namin is Honorable LGC Viernes with 23 LGUs. So meron po kaming 21 municipalities and 2 cities. So our president is from District 1. Unfortunately, our vice president is from District 2. So maganda po ito na the distribution of power and of course the authority, no, in cases of may mga turnover and so on. And we also elected our district representatives. So kasi since medyo marami rin po yung mga towns namin sa Ilocos Norte. So aside from the team of the SK Federation, we also have the SK unit, the Sangguniang Kabataan Ilocos Norte unit. So basically, it's under the office of Honorable Eldridge C. Viernes as a provincial ex-officio board member. He has his own staff on legislative. Meron po siyang staff for social media, for administrative, and he has his secretary. And meron din po siyang own administrative budget, mainly on mga supplies, mga equipments, and so on, which can be a source of fund sa mga SK Federated projects, no? So that's the three groups that are involved, no, sa youth development network namin sa Ilocos Norte. So if we're going to check po our organizational structure, ganito po yung pagiging itsura ng aming collaboration with the different groups, no? So we have, of course, our governor, under the governor, the Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office. So currently, vacant pa po ang Youth Development Officer for namin since newly created lang po siya this year, last May. So i-open na po siya for actually tapos na yung application period, no? So hopefully I'll have a good news for the next few weeks. So under me, we have administrative officer 4, and then we have the four units na sinasabi ko kanina. We have the operations and programs, projects and activities, which they call themselves the OPA unit. We have 5 subunits, no? We have someone who is managing all SK and youth organizations, operations and management. We have scholarship and volunteer coordinator. We have someone overlooking trainings and partnerships. We have social marketing. And meron din kaming linkages and extension desk officer. For the second unit, we have administrative and finance unit. So basically, it's all the papeles, finances, mga logistics, etc. And policy and research, unfortunately, it's still left vacant, no, yung mga positions under this. Kaya currently, I still manage the policy and research unit. And the fourth special unit under INYDO is the Speak Up I'm Here Mental Health Hotline and Center. So long story short, kami kasi yung may office, kasi kami yung may office na may budget on mental health. Kaya yung program na ito nilagay under us. Pero it's not, the services of this center is not purely for young Ilocanos. So it's general. Actually, hindi lang rin siya pang Ilocano. We have clients from other provinces. We even have clients from Mindanao. So it's a 24/7 hotline about na pwede kang mag-open up about your anxieties, about your depression, etc. So it's a psychological first aid program. And we are now moving forward for its separation as an independent division or office man lang. So through provincial ordinance, create na rin ang Ilocos Norte Mental Health Assistance Center as a separate office. So ang on process na naman po ngayon is the creation of plantilla positions for them. And then side by side with INYDO, we are coordinating with national government agencies, capital offices, private companies, and organizations. And then at the other side naman po, closely coordinating with Honorable Eldridge C. Viernes as the chairperson of Ilocos Norte Youth Development Council and Federated President of SK Ilocos Norte. So yan po. Okay, so next. So yan. Of course, it has always been there, no? Yung mga challenges or yung mga gaps kung para magkaroon ng magandang collaboration amongst INYDO, INYDC, SK, and other LGUs, no? So what makes collaboration challenging ba sa amin? So first, demographics. Of course, alam kong hindi lang na-experience ito ng Ilocos Norte. Of course, particularly na rin, I think na-experience ito most, no? Most ng mga LYDOs natin. So the furthest town is at least 2.5 hours from the capital. So that is municipality of Adams. Ang Adams po kasi is located na po between Ilocos Norte and Region 2. So it's very far away from the capital, which is Lawag City, kung saan located po ang aming office. So we have to consider kung magpapamiting po ba kami sa physical meeting po ba kami sa office. We have to consider the time travel. We have to time travel going here and coming back sa Adams. So yung mga yon na challenges. Next, we have work-life academic balance. So some of our Youth Development Council members, SK officials, are working or studying. So ang hirap namang kulitin, no, ng mga SK natin. Ang hirap kulitin ng mga youth organizations natin during their weekdays, no? Kasi nag-aaral sila or nagtatrabaho na. So most probably kung magpapamiting ka, 'di ba? Ang iisipin mo na, Saturday na lang or Sunday na lang kasi free time na nila yan. Pero, nahihiya na rin namin tayo at some point because they have to rest. Of course, we have to rest rin. Saturdays, weekends, So, yan yung medyo one of the challenges rin. And even our LYDOs, no? Some of them might be studying during weekends, no? Their masters or doctorates, etc. Next, we have priority programs as one challenge, no? LGUs and organizations have different priority programs. So hindi naman lahat ng mga LGUs ng Ilocos Norte first year priority ang youth development, because we all know that youth development is a very, very broad development kasi it's all across sectors. So pwede mo siyang i-include under agriculture, pwede mo siyang i-include under environment. So baka most probably lodge under other priorities na ang youth development. So for example, sa mga coastal areas na towns, they might not be prioritizing youth development at some cases. They might be prioritizing environmental protection or tourism advertisement, so on. So that's the third challenge, no, na nakikita namin. Next, resources. No or limited budget for some LGUs and organizations. So parang may case ata kami in 2023 that a certain town has only allocated an amount below 50,000 for youth development operations. So wala pa, excluding naman na po yung mga other youth development services ng other offices nila. Pero for YDO, it's less than 50,000 lang. So that could be a challenge, no? Lalo na if you want to implement programs and projects pero alanganin sa budget. Same goes with our non-government organizations, yung mga YDC natin. Of course, they don't have source of funds. Parang most of them are sponsored, yung mga activities nila. Some of them nagre-raise ng fund. So that could be a challenge, no? And next, last challenge, change of presidents and focal person. So na-mention ko kanina, we have 3 presidents sa dalawang terms namin because of election, basically because of election. And then there's a tendency, no, na iba yung priority programs ni Honorable Salvador Chua Medina, iba yung priority programs ni Honorable Maria Prela Razel G. Saimo, iba yung priority programs ni Honorable Eldred C. Viernes. So that could be a challenge, no, sa Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office. Same goes with our change of YDOs. Since most of our YDOs here in Ilocos Norte are still designated. So there's a tendency na, iba na naman next year, or for the next 2 years, iba na naman. So that could be a challenge. Same goes with youth organizations representatives ng Local Youth Development Council. Kasi lalo na pag school, no? Pag president, iba na naman. President, iba na naman. So same thing, baka iba yung magiging priority programs niya. So ito yung nakikita namin, no, ng mga challenges here in Ilocos Norte. So some of you might be nakaka-relate sa mga ibang challenges namin, or baka meron pa kayong naiisip na iba pang mga challenges. So with all of these challenges, ano ba yung mga ginagawa ng Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office to close the gaps or to remove these challenges, no? To close the gaps, to create a more effective collaborations among the three. Of course, we have first, securing the budget. So basically, parang lahat kasi ng mga ginagawa natin sa LGU, hindi nawawala ang budget, no? Dapat kailangan nandyan, yun yung number one factor, no? If you want to implement a lot of programs, a lot of projects, that's the number one thing that you have to secure, the budget. And luckily, I would just like to thank the very supportive administration of our provincial government. We have always been allotted a lot of budget, no, for Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office only. So for 2024, an allotted budget of 14 million, which is 10 million pupunta sa operations. So yung 4 million administrative na like sweldo, mga supplies, equipments, etc. Hindi pa kasali dito yung budget ng mga scholarship grants, which is under the Provincial Education Office. Mga job fairs, which is under the Office of PESO, and so on. So yung budget for youth development services is large sa mga iba't ibang offices. But for Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office, we have 14 million for this year. Next, we conduct quarterly meetings and consultations. So quarterly meetings of the Youth Development Network. CRE 10742, ang sinasabi lang is we need to conduct a quarterly meeting for the Ilocos Norte Youth Development Council, no? Council lang ang sinasabi na dapat may quarterly meetings. Pero in order to have a parang more collaborative network among the three, sinasabay na rin namin yung meeting with YDOs and SK, Federated Presidents. So during the quarterly meetings, one big program, and then hahatiin na namin sila, so breakout sessions for INYDC and SK and YDO. So that's ganun yung ginagawa namin during quarterly meetings. Next, distribution of projects. We try as much as possible to visit all the 23 LGUs in the implementation of our PPAs, no? So, pag malakihang event, instead of putting all the events in the central, in the capital, which is Lawag City, we try to put some activities in other parts of the province. Like pumupunta kami sa mga northern areas, eastern areas, and southern areas. So, for example, we have Linggo ng Kabataan Sirib last year. We conducted at Bato, which is located in south. We conducted in Batak, located in south, Lawag. And we are trying now for this year to put some activities at the north and other part of central, no? So that's one thing that we're doing right now. Next, policies approved. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na if you want to have one of the key to institutionalizing programs, if you want to conduct a program annually, you have to put it into a policy. So through provincial ordinance, so pag na-approve na yan through provincial ordinance, yung gusto mong gawin, basically, dapat annual nasa budget na yon or annual ginagawa na rin yon. And lastly, kung napansin po ninyo yung organizational structure namin, we have a subunit dedicated for SK, YDO, and YDC operations. So para iisahan lang po yung communication namin between the three. Hindi yung paiba-iba yung kinakausap ng mga SK Federated Presidents, iba na naman yung kausap ni Youth Development Officer sa amin, or ako na naman yung kausap. So instead of paiba-iba, we have a dedicated staff overseeing all the SK, YDO, and YDC operations. So I'll be showing in the next slides, I'll be showing you some specific events or projects na ginagawa namin as interventions. Next. This one is we provide technical and logistical assistance to SKs, YDOs, and LYDCs. So we serve as a facilitator sa mga event nila, sa mga program nila. We serve as resource person sa mga LGUs, sa SKs, LYDCs. And sa logistical assistance naman, we provide them sound system if they needed a venue for their programs and projects. Ano pa ba? Mga transportation, if they need supplies, we can provide. Next, we involve youth development officers as partners. So we want them also to feel na kailangan rin namin sa INYDO yung tulong ng mga LYDO sa municipal and city level. Instead of lagi na lang na sila yung may kailangan sa amin, sila na lang yung nag-a-approach sa amin. At some point, we want also to make them feel like we also need them. No? So we tap them as facilitators during our trainings, during our team buildings for youth organizations and SK. Recognizing outstanding SK, youth organizations, and LYDO. So meron kaming program that recognizes Ilocano Young Achievers. We have the CIRIB Awards in its 11th year na. So 2014 nag-start. And then we have a localized version of the Tayo, which is a local, the name for Ilocos Norte is Ilocos Norte Top Accomplished Youth and Organization. So in Tayon, so we have a special category for our SK Council and local youth development officers. Next, we continue to partner with various national government agencies, including NYC and DILG. So I'm very thankful to National Youth Commission for always allowing and sending Ma'am Sheridan and Sir Dave, our NYC Baguio people, every time na may request kami, so they have been a very big help for our Youth Development Council, for our SK, and for our YDOs. We provide them volunteering opportunities for SKs and LYDCs. So may mga quarterly events kami, such as mga community outreach, blood donation drive, tree planting, coastal cleanup, and so on. So we tap them as volunteers if they want to, so they can feel more involved in Ilocos Norte. Next, involving YDOs, SKs, and LYDCs in planning monitoring and evaluation through quarterly meetings. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na instead of INYDC lang yung mini-meet namin quarterly, sinasabay na rin namin ang SK and YDOs for planning, monitoring and evaluation ng mga existing or mga gagawin pa lang na programs ng INYDO. Next, we provide the SK, LYDOs, and LYDC trainings and team building activities. So recently lang, we held one in Pagudpud. We invited Ma'am Sheridan and Sir Dave. So yan. So annual siya. We always allocate an annual budget for a training and team building for our SK, LYDOs, and LYDC. Next, involving SK and LYDCs in provincial projects and programs. Of course, we want them to feel more involved in the provincial level. Kaya we always invite them pag may mga grand celebration ng Ilocos Norte or kung may mga pupuntahan si Governor, we invite them to join him, roaming around Ilocos Norte. And then next, we try to allocate some of our budget for SK and LYDC programs and operations. So basically, currently for 2024, nag-budget kami ng SK Ilocos Norte meetings, INYDC meetings, and so on. So for 2025, what I'm going to try is to allocate more funds aside from their meetings. Pag may mga projects sila, we will be trying to lobby and include it sa provincial fund namin. Next, one of our function as YDO is to register and capacitate youth and youth-serving organizations. So yan. And then lastly, crafting, reviewing, and lobbying youth policies. So it's a very powerful tool yung mga ordinances natin, lalo na kung may mga gusto kayong mga programs na dapat annual is ini-implement ng inyong office. So through the help of our Federated President as the Chairman on Youth and Sports Development, baka pwede tayong mag-lobby ng mga certain youth policies for approval ng sanggunian natin. Okay? So, in general, this is how it looks like, yung network natin sa Ilocos Norte Youth Development. So, we have been together with INYDC, SK Ilocos Norte, and INYDO, or the CIRIB, we implement different program and activities. We mobilize youth as volunteers, as facilitators, as speakers. We provide SK, Ilocos Norte, and INYDC technical and logistical assistance. We suggest policies to SK Ilocos Norte together with INYDC. We provide continuing and mandatory training for INYDC and SK Ilocos Norte. We register youth organizations through the help or recommendation of our Sangguniang Kabataan. We monitor and evaluate the programs and activities of SK Ilocos Norte together with INYDC. And then ito naman yung mga ano pa ba yung mga pwede naming gawin sa Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office to further close the gaps to create a more effective collaboration amongst the three. First, we have to monitor and evaluate the existing PPAs. Titignan dapat namin kung ano yung mga kailangang i-remove, idagdag, or kailangang i-enhance or i-improve. Next, involvement and inclusivity. So, try namin i-check yung mga priority programs of each organizations involved for budgeting purposes. Next, continuous collaboration. So, we need to continue collaborating with national government agencies and local government units other than our SKs and LYDC. Next, creation or filling up of plantilla positions. So observing the RA 10742 and 11768. So meron pa kaming apat na plantilla positions for filling out. And then lastly is the creation of a local youth development task force. So involving all SKs, LGUs, LYDAs, NGAs, other capital offices. So I think ito yung next step namin sa Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office in the long run, in the next few months, in the next few years, no, to create a more harmonious collaboration among Ilocos Norte Youth Development Council, Ilocos Norte Youth Development Office, and our SK Federated Presidents. So I think that ends my presentation. Again, I hope no na maraming nakarelate sa atin, particularly sa mga challenges, no. And I hope that you have learned a thing or two kung ano yung mga pwede nating gawin in our respective LGUs to foster a culture of collaboration amongst amongst your LYDO, LYDC, and SK. So again, thank you very much. Agyaman, and I hope to see you all soon sa National Youth Commission.
Maraming salamat to our first resource speaker, Mr. Jake Sibat. Let us give him a warm virtual round of applause, please. Ayan, sir, we will have you once again later for our panel discussion. Ayan, for your questions, please, you may type it in our chat box and you may reserve it later para sa ating panel discussion. So ayan, heart react naman muli sa ating mga Zoom participants and sa Facebook Live participants, comment naman ang heart natin. Ayan, if nandito pa ba tayo? Ayan, nandito pa po tayong lahat. Excited pa? Dahil we will now proceed to our next discussion and our next resource speaker to discuss the topic on the institutionalization of LYDO as a key player in the LGU. Let us meet our next speaker. He is a leader in youth and sports development and is currently heading the City Youth and Sports Development Office in San Jose del Monte City, province of Bulacan. He is recognized for his innovative approach to education with the creation of the intelligence game Quick to Game, supported by a 2022 U.S. Embassy's American Spaces Program grant. His accolades include the 2023 Philippines Man of Excellence in Youth and Sports Development and the Presidential Lingkod Bayan Award, reflecting his impactful contributions locally and internationally. Friends, let us give a round of applause to the local Youth Development Officer of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, Mr. Luis Gutierrez. A virtual round of applause.
Okay, Sir Sydney, thank you very much for the introduction. Ano po? So,
yes, sir.
Parang tao sa introduction mo. Anyway, una sa lahat ay pinapasalamatan ko siyempre ang ating National Youth Commission Chairperson, si Sir Ronald Sardenia, and the rest of the team ng National Youth Commission. And of course, siyempre si ED, ang ating pong ED po ng NYC, siyempre siya rin po ang sumusubaybay sa ating mga programa po ng NYC, si Ma'am Lea Villaron. So Ma'am and Sir, thank you very much for this opportunity. Maging share po namin yung aming journey in the City Youth and Sports Development Office ng aming lungsod na ang patuloy po na sumusuporta sa lahat po ng ating mga kabataan sa buong Pilipinas. Ano po? So, before anything else, siguro, sisimulan ko na po yung aking presentation this afternoon. And also sa lahat po ng ating mga LDOs na nandito and some are SKs na nakikinig dito po sa ating programa at sa bahagi po ng Zoom meeting po natin today. And we hope na marami po tayo natutunan. And kanina nga habang nagsasalita si Sir ay marami rin ako natutunan sa kanya. So, talagang very interesting po tayo sa mga journey na ginagawa po ng bawat LIDO, ng bawat bayan at mga municipality and provinces ng ating bansa. Ano po. So okay, sir, loud and clear po ba ang aking audio, sir, sa Sydney?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Alright, so start na po tayo, no? So, nilagyan ko ng title ang aking presentation about the journey and the Youth and Sports Development Office of the City of San Jose del Monte, the province of Bulacan. So alam natin na ang bawat lungsod at mga bayan o probinsya ay may kani-kaniya tayong journey na kinakaharap patungkol sa ating Local Youth Development Office or ating mga position sa ating mga natatanging bayan o lungsod. Ano po. So dito po ay tinitingnan natin na ang Youth Development Office ay isang malaking bahagi sa kabuuan po ng mga programa ng ating pamahalaang lokal. Dahil dito, nakikita po natin na napakadami po ng ating mga kabataan sa ating mga bayan at lungsod. No? So most probably nga doon sa ating mga survey na nakikita na malaki yung porsyento ang kabataan maaring makapagluklok ng isang nanumumuno sa nasyonal na pamahalaan kung magkakaisa ang mga kabataan ito. But ang importante dito ay nandito yung LIDO na sumusuporta sa mga adhikain ng mga kabataang ito at ginagabayan natin sila bilang ating tayo ay kanilang mga ate at kuya sa larangan ng pagsiserbisyong publiko. So sa pangalawa pong slides po ay yan po. Kumuha po ako ng quote kay Franklin Roosevelt na we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. Alam ko naman po na nakikiisa po kayo sa ganitong adhain na talagang tulong tayong mga local development officer sa ating mga bayan. But at the time, napapansin po natin na parang maliit pa rin ang suporta sa ating mga lokal na pamahalaan. But sa ating pong advokasya na talagang sa kabila ng mga challenges na ating kinakaharap sa iba't ibang bayan po natin, ay nandito pa rin po tayo na tumutulong at nagsususog ng mga magagandang mga programa para po sa kabataan at sa kapakanan po ng mga kabataan. Sa pangatlo pong slides, mabilis lang po ito. Yan. Sa amin po, paano po namin nabuo ang aming tanggapan? Ano po? So alam po natin, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, iba't ibang journey, iba't ibang landas po ang ating dinadaanan at po mga guests na kinakaharap. At karami po sa ating mapapansin na ang LIDO o Local Development Office ay minsan under po siya sa planning, under po sa MS, under po ng TIO, under na din po ng BPLO, at so on and so forth. Marami po na doon po tayo dinadala ng ating mga chief executive or sa mga probinsya na bahagi po na maging bahagi po tayo ng programa pong meron pa po tayo designation, ibang designation. Kaya minsan po meron pa pong apat po na development officer. So yun po yung patuloy po nating tinutulungan na sana mapansin ng ating mga nasyonal na pamahalaan na bigyan talaga ng malaking bahagi o malaking importansya na maging stand-alone ang bawat Local Youth Development Office ng bawat bayan, lungsod at probinsya para mas lalong magkaroon ng mas malaking impact doon po sa mga buhay ng mga kabataang ito. Next slides po. Ayan po. Ang tanggapan po namin ay noong 2003, medyo mahaba pa po ito. Nilikha po ito. Ito po ay paglikha at paglipat at pagbuwag ng ilang tanggapan kabilang ng City Sports Development Unit mula sa Community Affairs Office. So noong 2003 po, sa kapasihan po ng bilang 2003, ay kami po ay nakabahagi pa sa Community Affairs Office. So dalawa po ang tanggapan na pinabibilangan namin. Pero at that time po ay wala pa po ako doon sa LIDO. So that time ay nasa ibang tanggapan pa po ako. So after po nito, na ito po ay dahil po nakita po nila yung kahalagahan ng magkaroon ng sariling tanggapan ang youth development para mabigyan ng pansin ng mga iba't ibang mga programa. So naglabas ulit ng panibagong kautusan na pinagtibay po yung kapasihan na ito po ay naitatag na po at naihiwalay na ang City Youth Sports Development Office mula sa Community Affairs Office. So nagkaroon na po ng sariling pondo, nagkaroon na po ng sariling plantilla, nagkaroon na po ng maraming mga programa patungkol po sa kabataan. Mapapansin niyo po na hindi pa po nag-create ang Republica 10742 ay ini-establish na ng aming pamahalaang lokal ang kahalagahan ng mga kabataan sa aming lungsod. So nakita po nila na mas mainam na buuin at bigyan talaga ng sariling mandato ang aming tanggapan. So in 2027, paglipas po ng mahabang panahon, ay nagkaroon po ng creation to City Ordinance 2017-026, a creation ng new divisions, section and unit together with the positions, including the Local Youth Development Division, Youth Development Officer 4. So at that time, so nakita nila na tuloy-tuloy yung mga magagandang programa na ginagampanan ng aming tanggapan. So napansin po ng ating pong Chief Executive na napaka-importante talaga na mabigyan natin talaga ng matibay na programa upang sa ganon ay masunod din natin ang kautusan ng pagpasa ng Republic Act 10742. Kaya nag-create na po ng Local Development Division na mayroon pong plantilla position at sa rango po ng Youth Development Officer, which is the SG22. So doon po nagsimula po yung iba't ibang mga programa po na ginawa po namin. And next po, sir. Ayan. So dahil po doon, so naisabay din po namin yung pagbabago po ng aming vision and mission. Ito po yung aming vision and mission, the highly efficient office who caters comprehensively to the needs of the youth sector, integrated in overall enhancement and relevant social transformation of San Joseños. Sa information po ng ating mga LYDL sa buong Pilipinas, meron po kaming 223,231 na mga kabataan sa aming bayan. Hindi pa po dito kasama yung mga 23 local government ng aming probinsya po ng Bacan. So doon lang po na mas marami po kaming mga kabataan sa aming lungsod. At gayon din po naman na patuloy po namin silang binibigyan ng mga programa na ayon po sa budget na binibigay po sa amin. Susunod po. Ito po ang aming plantilla position. Next po. Meron po kami Youth Development Officer 4. Ako po ay plantilla position para sa Youth Development Officer 4. At meron po akong mga kasamahan po sa aming tanggapan, Youth Development Officer 3, Youth Development Officer 1, Youth Development Assistant 2, and Youth Development Assistant 1. At hindi pa rin po nailagay po dyan, meron po kaming mga position po katulad Admin Aid 4, Admin Aid 3, and Youth Development Assistant, Administrative Aid 2. So, ayan po yung mga plantilla positions and mga job order positions na meron po kami. We have 22 personnel sa aming tanggapan dahil alam po namin na ang aming tanggapan po ay nahahati po sa sports, youth, education, and administrative section po. So meron po kami 4 na division na ito po yung gumaganap at nag-aayos po ng mga programa na meron po sa aming tanggapan. And recently, noong 2023, we have 28,500,000 for the scholarship program, and we have 10 million allocated budget for the office. Kasama na po din yung PS ng bawat ng mga plantilla position po namin at kasama din po dyan yung job order positions. Next po. Ito po yung mga section namin. Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, iba't iba naman po ang ating ding division na meron naman pong Youth Development Office lang, meron naman kasama po sa MS. Sa amin po, meron po kaming 4 na division, Youth and Sports and Education. So mas malawak po yung aming hinahawakang programa para po sa mga kabataan na nasakupan po namin. Sunod po. Yan, sa under ng youth section, meron po kami youth trainings and seminar, annual linggo ng kabataan, celebration, and Youth Development Council. So, katulad po na nasa RA na tayo po ang secretary ng ating pong Youth Development Council. No? Amin po pong ginagampanan din po yan. Ating pong ginagampanan din po yan. And we have a quarterly meeting para po sa Youth Development Council na ang Local Youth Development Officer po ang Secretary Youth Development Office. Next. Ito po yung iba't ibang MOBs po namin. Mga pictures ng aming mga ginagawang mga training seminars po sa aming lungsod. Next po. Next po yan. Yan, Linggo ng Kabataan, mga MOBs po namin, ginagawa po namin yan. Next po. Yan, Sangguniang Kabataan of City Council yan po. Dito po ang focus po tayo dito sa mga resolutions po na naipasa po namin. Meron po kami, nag-create po kami ng creation of City of San Jose del Monte Youth Development Council, which is the talaga mandated po sa atin para po sa SGLG. City of San Jose del Monte Youth Code, City of San Jose del Monte Youth Development Plan. So ayan po yung mga batas po at mga resolution po na ipasa po ng aming tanggapan. At siyempre, kasama po dyan ang ating Local Youth Development Council sa pagbubuo at sa pagpapasa po at pag-i-endorse ng mga batas na po namin naipasa. Next po. Sports section. Kasama po sa aming tanggapan ng sports section na meron po kaming binadgetan po namin around 2 million para po sa City Athletic League o ABR Cup, sports training and seminars, aid to sports league. Ito po yung mga sa mga barangay liga, sa mga TODA, HODA, at lahat po ng mga paliga ng sa aming lungsod, ayan po ay sinusuportahan po namin. Award incentives, ito po yung mga nagkakamit po ng mga medalyang ginto sa iba't ibang larangan po ng sports. Binibigyan din po namin award dyan through resolutions na binibigyan po namin sila ng 20,000 pesos para po doon sa mga nagkamit ng gintong medalya sa international competitions. Yan po, binigyan din po namin ng ng budget para po doon. Next. City Athletic League. Ayan po, kasama rin po yan sa sports program po namin. Ayan po yung mga MOBs po namin. Next po. Sports training seminars, yung preparation po yan sa palarong pambansa, Batang Pinoy, at iba pang mga sports activities. Invitation man po siya or yung mga sanction ng mga iba't ibang sports offices or national offices po. Next po. Yan po yung kanyang sinabi ko, mga pagtulong po sa iba't ibang liga ng aming tanggapan. Yan po yung MOBs po natin. Next po. Yan po kanina, binibigyan. Every Monday program po kasi meron po kaming every first Monday of the month, nagkakaroon po kami ng gatherings po, programs. At binibigyan po namin ng awards yung mga natatanging atleta at education po yan sa sports o sa performing arts. Binibigyan po namin sila ng pagkilala at mga insentibo na ibinibigay po sa kanila para mas lalo po silang ma-inspired na patuloy po na magsikap na magkamit po ng gintong medalya sa iba't ibang larangan po ng sports. Susunod po. Education section. Ito po yung kasama po sa aming tanggapan na sakop po namin ng scholarship program. At may mga iba pong mga laydo na hiwalay. Meron po ang kanilang mga sports, ang kanilang pong mga scholarship ay naka-incline po sa ating mayor's office. At meron pang separate office din minsan na nagkakaroon po ng mga para po sa education section. Pero po sa amin, isa po sa mga naging best practices po ng aming lungsod ay sa education section po. So ginagawa po namin yung nagkakaroon po kami ng qualifying examination, orientation of MOA signing, ATM cash card releasing, renewal, general assembly, life after college. Dito po mapapansin niyo po na isa po ito sa mga nagiging mahalagang parte po ng aming tanggapan dahil dito meron po kami around 2,800 scholars sa aming pong lungsod. At meron po sila through an ordinance, meron po silang 15 days na community service. So hindi lang po, meron po silang ibinabalik na oras o araw para naman po makatulong sa lokal na pamahalaan. Dito po sa 15 days na binibigay po nila namin bago po sila makapag-renew for the renewal, yung 15 days po ay inahati po namin yun sa iba't ibang mga programa. Sa iba't ibang mga programa po hinahati po namin yun. Let's say, doon po sa magkakaroon po ng bloodletting. Pagka po sila nag-i-involve itong ating mga scholars, ay binibigyan po namin sila ng 5 days na community service deductible doon sa kanilang 15 days na community service. Kung umatin po sila ng mga patawag po namin, mga activity po ng aming mayor or ng local government, ay binabawasan din po namin sila another 2 days or 1 day, depende po sa haba po ng programa o araw po na binibigay po na umaten po sila. And then after po noon, may mga programa po na sa barangay, meron po mga tutorial, binibigyan din po namin ng 2 o 1 araw po na equivalent po doon sa 15 days na kanilang community service. So bakit po namin ginagawa ito? Dahil po sa ganitong pong mga activities, nakikita ng ating mga kabataan, ng ating mga scholars, na ito pala ang mga kaganapan sa ating lokal na pamahalaan. So nakikita nila ng iba't ibang mga programa at iba't ibang mga opisina na nagkakandak ng iba't ibang mga mahahalagang mga programa. So dito po ay nakikita po ng mga kabataan na ito pala ang mga nangyayari na hindi lang naman pala walang ginagawa ang ating chief executive o yung mga tanggapan ay wala palang ginagawa. Pero dahil sila po yung involved at nakikita po nila yung mga programa na ginagawa po sa pamahalaan po natin. And then, hindi lang po yun doon ang natatapos. So, pag pinatawag po namin sila sa orientation, nisigurado po namin na ang kanilang mga magulang o guardian ay makasama po doon sa mga programa na yon para makita po ng kanilang mga magulang na ito yung programa para sa edukasyon at may mga programa din ang lokal na pamahalaan katulad ng sa environment, sa health o sa jobs fair. Marami pong mga programa. So dahil doon po ay nakikita po nila at napapatatag po namin yung samahan po ng aming mga scholars at ng mga kabataan doon sa mga programang ginagawa po namin. So isa po sa mga magandang practices po yan kung saan atin pong may i-adapt sa ating mga lokal na pamahalaan na para naman po natin mas lalo pang ma-strengthen yung partnership natin sa mga kabataang ito. And then, after po ng mga programa na yan, let's say ang mga scholars po namin, hindi lang po natapos sa scholarship, binibigyan po namin sila ng mga training, seminars, na tinatawag po namin itong life after college. So hindi lang po namin binibigyan sila ng mental health programs, kundi po ini-involve din po namin sila sa mga businesses, activities o mga trainings para naman magkaroon din po sila ng mga extra income during sa kanilang pagiging scholar ng aming lungsod. So actually marami na po kaming napagtapos at marami na rin po talaga na natulungan. At the same time, yung mga magulang nila ay nagpapasalamat dahil sila rin mismo ay bahagi doon sa programa ng edukasyon. Hindi lang sila tatanggap ng tulong pinansyal, kundi sila mismo ay nagiging bahagi ng programa ng lokal na pamahalaan, which is ito ay napakalaking halaga o napakalaking bentahe po sa ating mga mayor kasi syempre po nakikita nilang face to face ang ating mga chief executive. Every time na may kapatawag tayo ng meeting, nandun po sila, kasama po ang kanilang mga magulang at kanilang mga guardians. So, and then, nakakaroon din po ng tinatawag na on-site na mga question and answers with our chief executive. At ano pa yung mga pwedeng matulong sa mga kabataan at sa mga magulang na meron po sa aming lungsod. Next po. Ayan, yan po yung mga MOBs lang naman po yan. Ito yung nagkakandak po kami ng examination for the qualifying examination. Next po. Yung mga mga kasunod na slides po, mga ano lang po yung mga MOBs lang po yan. May MOA signing po namin. Doon sa first picture, nandiyan po yung kasama po yung mga magulang po yan. Kasama po yung mga magulang, tapos ang aming chief executive nandyan na minsan nag-i-interview din siya sa mga kabataan at sa mga magulang. na nandoon. So napakaganda po dahil andun po yung interaction ng pamilya at ng lokal na pamahalaan sa kanila po. Next po. Yan, ATM cash card releasing. So kasama po ang partnership namin po sa Land Bank para magkaroon na po sila ng card na doon na po nila i-withdraw yung kanilang mga support po sa education. So masasabi po natin na pagka ATM na yan, hindi na yan babalik, hindi na pupunta yan pag nakuha yung allowance yan, hindi na yan babalik. Kaya nga po meron po kami 15 days na community service, kaya bumabalik din po sila para sa mga training seminars and mga orientation na mga kasama po namin sila. Next po. Yan po. MOBs lang po yan, renewal. Next slides po. Next po, ayan po, General Assembly po namin with collaborations sa mga iba't ibang businesses po sa aming lungsod. Next po. Yan po yung kasi sinabi ko, Life After College, nagagawa kami po ng mga activities para po sa kanila. So yan po yung aming mga scholars ng aming lungsod. Next po. Yan po. After po nung nakita niyo po ito po yung aming ginagawa po sa aming lungsod. But hindi lang po natatapos yung ginagawa po namin doon. So ang probinsya po ng Bulacan, meron po kaming 24 na LGUs. So sinika po namin na buuhin. Magkaroon po kami ng liga. Bakit po namin ginawa ito? Gusto po namin kasi na ma-institutionalize ang bawat local youth development office namin, although mas marami pa rin po sa amin yung designated. Pero ang ginawa po namin, nagtayo po kami ng isang liga ng mga youth development officers dahil napapansin po namin na ngayon po kasama po namin sila sa meeting, sa another month hindi na po namin sila kasama and nagpapalitan na po sila. So this time ginawa po namin yung liga ng mga youth development officers sa aming probinsya. At every month po ay nagkakabagong development sa mga national policies, circulars from the budget, from the COA, from the DILG. So we always invite them for a dialogue and to present some of the new programs po ng bawat national government. Let's say nagpatawag po kami ng month of January. So make sure na ini-invite po namin ng National Youth Commission, ini-invite po namin ng COA, ini-invite po namin ang DILG para po magkaroon po kami ng update sa mga circular na lumalabas. So ayan po yung pinapractice po ng liga, at the same time ay tinutulungan po namin silang babain, binababa po namin ng mga officers yung mga bayan po namin na wala pa po silang mga talagang designated na mga LIDOs. So sinusulatan po namin through a provincial office at ng liga na bumababa po kami sa mga local government unit na ini-invite po namin ng DILG na meron nasakupan nila. Ini-invite din po namin yung personnel, which is doon po sila yung involved naman sa plantilla, kung may mga maraming plantilla or nandun na po ba sila sa PS limitation ng isang LGU. So kasama din po yung admin. So mas malaking bagay na makasama po, ini-invite po namin sila to make decisions doon sa designation or sa plantilla position ng bawat bayan. So usually minsan si mayor naman hindi nakakarating, but most of the time nakakasama din po namin sila at umaattend naman po yung mga MS po nila. At sumaattend din po yung mga administrator, yung HR na malaking bahagi po doon sa para mapaliwanag yung mga vacant positions na available at may paliwanag po kung ano nasaan na po yung PS limitation. And sometimes kasama din po sin-invite po namin yung budget officer ng isang lungsod kasi ng bayan dahil malaking role sila doon sa creation po ng local youth development office. Kaya dapat po nila ring makita kung ano yung mga programang ginagawa pa ng LIDO. Pine-present po namin sa kanila yon. Together po nakasama yung LIDO ng bawat bayan. So pine-present po namin yung accomplishment, achievement, and even doon sa mga sa mga data ng mga youth sa kanilang mga bayan. Kasi kung ang bawat local youth development officer ay meron talaga tayong konkretong data na makukuha, ay nakikita po nila na ano yung kailangan talaga natin, na kailangan natin talagang maplantilla o maging maayos na yung Youth Development Office. And siyempre, alam mo naman po natin na ang youth development ay kasama na sa SGLG. So, ini-encourage po namin sila na somehow na gawin talaga na maging ano na institutionalized na ang ating mga laydo sa bawat bayan. Although talagang maraming challenges, but sinisikap namin kahit na papaano unti-unti dahan-dahan na lahat ng bayan sa aming lalawigan ay magkaroon na ng plantilla position. Next po. Ayan po, ito po yung aming SEC registration, Local Development Officer sa Bulacan or Tatak Bulacan. So ayan po, naitatag po namin yan at sinika po namin na abutin ang bawat laydo ng bawat bayan. Tulungan po sila, bigyan ng mga training, seminars. And also, siyempre, kung tayo po ay isang buo po ang laydo ng bawat probinsya, ay nandun po yung kanilang, madali po natin silang ipatawag. Madali po nila tayong puntahan dahil tayo po ay buo o nagkakaisa po tayo na sa mga programa natin para po sa mga kabataan. Next po. Ayan po, ito yung mga ano lang po namin, mga MOBs po namin na every month nagkakaroon po kami ng meetings, nagkakaroon kami ng mga capability development at ang importante nga po dito ay nai-invite po namin ang mga iba't ibang ahensya ng national para lang magbigay po ng mga updates sa mga circular na lalabas at lumabas na at ma-explain po sa atin kung ano po yung mga dapat pong gawin bilang isang laydo. Next po. Yan, ways forward. Patapos na po tayo. So ngayon po ay katulad nga po nating kanina sinasabi na napakaraming challenges. Iba't ibang pamamaraan, iba't ibang daan ng patatahakin po ng bawat laydo ng bawat bayan sa buong Pilipinas. Pero ang sa amin po, kung tayo po mga laydo ay magkakaisa at sa ating mga probinsya at maitatag po natin na magkaroon po tayo ng isang liga ng mga youth development, ay nakikita po namin na makakatulong tayo na mas malalo pa nating magkaroon na talaga ng magandang ng posisyon o plantilla positions ang bawat laydo ng bawat bayan at lungsod. Next po. Next po, ma'am. Ayan, with that, maraming salamat po and we hope na marami po kayo natutunan sa aming pong journey kung paano po namin narating ang aming tanggapan o aming pong office. Sa journey po na ito, marami po kaming dinaanan pero katulad ng sinabi ko, kung tayo po ay magkakaisa, sama-sama, tulong-tulong po ay ma-achieve po natin yung ating pong advokasya at dedikasyon ng ating lahat ng ating mga kabataan sa ating mga bayan at lungsod ay magkaroon po tayo ng pagkakaisa at makatulong tayo sa mas malaking bagay po. Hindi lang po sa inyong mga bayan, kundi po sa kabuuan po ng ating bansa. With that, thank you very much and God bless us all.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Luis Gutierrez. Once again, he is the head of the City Youth and Sports Development Office of San Jose del Monte City, Bulacan. Let us give them a virtual round of applause, please.